Over the next 6 months is going to be an important crossroads for Jersey City. We're a diverse community, a community of immigrants, and we want to make sure that everybody is counted. All of the individuals up here have had an impact on Jersey City, and we build on our predecessors. So I'm thankful for their contributions, and they all share the love and belief in the future of Jersey City, and they know the importance of the census and Jersey City having an accurate count. So I'm going to invite each of them to come up and say a couple words, and we'll go in chronological order.
When I first became mayor in 1981, I was a councilman, but we had just finished the 1980 census. And the 1980 census was the largest decline in population in the city's history. The city declines population by over 45,000 people during the 1970s. And it was starting to bottom out at that point. I became mayor again and was there for the 1990 census, where the city's population slowly started to incline. And ever since, all of these mayors have been part of that increase of our population. And I'm hoping today that Mayor Fulop can be the mayor of the city's largest city when they finish the 2020 census. So I'm very happy to be part of this. And very happy to be part of it, but happy to be here with all the other people that have been such an important part of making Jersey City the city it is today.
If you look at the little brochure they gave you, you'll see how many things we get money for based on our population. And so we all really need to be able to try to do that. I look at this room and I'm thinking to myself, there were so many things that we did here that helped us to grow as a city. And Jerry McCann, when I worked with him, was a person that I really admired because he had a vision for this city that I think other people did not have at the time. And he pushed it forward, sometimes with a lot of problems. But he was willing to go through all of that in order to be able to do what we could to make this the kind of city we all know that it can be.
Steve, Jerry, and Marilyn said about the census is very important because we'll get more aid. And we basically have been, nobody realized about 10 years ago, we were 4,000 citizens short of Newark. I think we have to try to impress on the citizens of Jersey City to really get this census going, and again, to become the largest city in New Jersey. We're close. I know Newark has lost population, and I know we have definitely increased by more than 4,000 citizens during the last 10 years. And I happened to be elected in '89, and we started the census in '90, so hopefully we can get this message through to all the people, to all the 6 wards of Jersey City, to make sure you complete this census. Thank you very much.
You know, we've all been on that wall hanging out together for a long time, but this is the first time we've actually been off the wall hanging out together, so it's wonderful. One of the things that all of us have had in our hearts is a lot of love and pride for this city, and the pride and chauvinism that you get when you're a mayor inevitably makes you want to know your city's not only the best, but the biggest. And that requires formal confirmation. So all of us have been waiting for what we have known is going to happen, where Jersey City is going to become not just the best city, but the biggest. And we do think that this is the decade when that's going to happen. But that requires that citizens do their part and make sure, and I should say everyone who's here does their part, and make sure that they allow themselves to be counted. Joe Rakowski commented about the extra federal revenues that come as a function of your population. And of course, we also know that your representation in government increases as a function of your population. It's hard to imagine that our pride could increase any more than it already is, but I believe we'll have a little bit of an extra swagger when we are not just the best, but the biggest. So it's up to all of us to ensure that that is finally recognized. Thank you.
It's very important for some of the things that we heard, the financing, the money that we receive, as well as representation. Some of you probably don't remember when Jersey City had its own congressional district, and that's since gone. We lost congressional representation when we lost population. It's time to bring it back.
It's urgent that all of our citizens cooperate with the census so that we grab all of the federal money that's available to us by virtue of our population. And if we don't cooperate, we're going to get undercounted. And not only the funds that all of our citizens need, that's a product of our population, but as our other mayor said, our federal representation is tied into the number of people that we have. So I'm urging all of you, which I know you're going to do, but talk to your family, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors. Make sure that they're aware of the importance of what's about to happen very shortly, and that they all stand up and be counted so that our city can stand up and be counted.
I do want to say thank you to all the previous mayors for joining us today here in City Hall. This is the first time that we've all been together in this format, and there's a lot of wisdom and experiences that help us today that each of them had partaken in. And so we're thankful for them to be here today and for what they did to guide Jersey City to where it is today. The reason we invited everybody here is because it really is an important moment for Jersey City. It's going to chart the course for the next decade, actually. And when you look back at 2010, Jersey City had one of the largest undercounts in the entire country. I think we were number 2, actually, to a municipality in Texas. And we tried fighting that in court in 2011 and 2012, and we ultimately weren't successful on that. And so we get another opportunity in 2020 to make sure that every resident here is counted, and that ties back into, as the mayor said previously, into direct dollars, into housing authority dollars, into programs that help health and human services, into HEDC, and we get one chance at this. Now, earlier today, Jersey City was announced as in a new index regarding how we treat our immigrant population, and we're number 3 in the country regarding the top 100 largest cities in the country with programs and policies towards our immigrant community, which is something that you all should be proud of. We have a group here in Jersey City, a team that's actually devoted for that, and they're doing a terrific job, which is recognized, but it also speaks to the challenges that we have here, because you have a large immigrant community that is sometimes apprehensive about engaging in government processes like the census. There are 50,000 Jersey City residents that are naturalized citizens here, so some of those are new to this process here, and then you have a very, very large contingency of undocumented workers here as well. And there's no citizenship component to this, but it is important that everybody is counted. In 2010, Jersey City was 35,000 less than Newark. And by all the estimates that you see on the census estimate numbers, we've closed that gap pretty significantly. And it's going to be close between us and Newark, who's the largest in the state, and it's important for us that we are all recognized. So I want to say thank you again to the mayors for coming out here today and making sure to emphasize this point. We don't get a lot of opportunities to do that, and there's no better opportunity than a moment like now where it's important for the future of Jersey City. This moment won't come again until 2030, and some of you will still be working here, and some of you won't, and some of you hope you won't be, and some of you still will be. But nevertheless, I do think that we should capitalize on this because we have one chance.